Welcome to the Rock is George podcast. I'm your host, George Dionne. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to hit like, follow, or subscribe on the platform that you're listening to us on. You can also check out my work at the loudest.com on the planet, knac.com, for exclusive hard rock and heavy metal interviews, live show coverage, album reviews, and more. My guest for episode 169 is vocalist JENNIFER Benson of the Christian heavy metal act IGNESCENT. IGNESCENT released their debut album Fight in Me through Frontiers Music on November 10th. And here's JENNIFER Benson to tell you more about it. If I knew absolutely nothing about IGNESCENT, how would you describe the band's music to me?
I would describe it as heavy, like hard rock music, but with a positive message as well. Very melodic as well with the melodies like Evanescence.
How long has IGNESCENT been a band?
We've been around for a couple years, and we have a CD coming out this Friday. I'm really, really excited about it. It's our first album. We've had some EPs and singles and all that, but this is our first album. So, yeah, and I'm excited because some of the songs have been co-written with Jeremy Valentine and Brandon Wolf of the band New Year's Day. There was one co-written with Josiah Prince called Not Today. That was a single that came out. And Kevin Young actually was featured on it in the second verse, and Billy Gray of Fozzy was in the music video. So I'm really excited about this one.
I definitely have questions about all of that. What inspired the band's name? I was reading up on it. It says emitting sparks of fire.
Yeah, right. We want to ignite people's hearts on fire with our music, with love, and with our message, because there's so much hatred, there's so much garbage going on in the world that we just want to be something that is a light and encouragement, even though obviously this is rock, it's metal, but we just want to be a little bit different in that way. Just be a light in this world.
And your latest album, Fight in Me, comes out on November 10th through Frontiers Music. Is this a concept album per se, or is it more just keeping in that message of kind of finding the light in the darkness?
Yeah, it's kind of keeping with that message, also with struggles that I've been going through in the last 2 to 3 years, just madness and craziness of life. And I was actually homeless, lost my home and all that in the last few years, and was back with my parents, and just some crazy things. Things are getting better now, but and I'm out on my own again. But yeah, there was just a lot of craziness going on, a lot of betrayal, a lot of heartache, and because of that, just struggles with anxiety, struggle with depression. And so a lot of those themes are in the songs, and just like fighting to, get through that and to not give up. And also a message to others that, you're not alone in all this. We're in this together, and don't give up. So that's kind of like the theme throughout the whole album. But then there's some songs that, like the feelings of betrayal and anger come out and all of that too.
So would you say writing this album was a bit cathartic for you, getting through the situation that you were going through?
Yeah, definitely. I think it helped me a lot just to get my feelings out, my sadness, my anger, and just all that I've been going through, and put it all in the lyrics. And it's definitely been a good healing process for me.
You've got a couple singles out before the album's release. Let's talk a little bit about them. What inspired the lyrics for the song Monster You Made?
Yeah, what inspired that was a relationship I had in the past, and that person just didn't want me, was very controlling, didn't want me to do music, didn't want me to pursue this. And then some other people recently in my life who have been just used me, betrayed me. So it's just they were the inspiration, honestly. Just saying, you've hurt me. You've created this monster and this anger and this bitterness and this madness in me. And so that's what that song is about.
Let's talk a little bit about Not Today. As you mentioned, it features Kevin Young of Disciple, and it was co-written by Josiah Prince from Disciple as well. Let's first talk about how you got these two involved in this song.
Well, for a while, I was contacting Josiah. I wanted to write with him for a long time. And one day he's like, well, can you come to Nashville and let's just work out some ideas together. And I'm like, yeah, definitely. So I drove out to Nashville. I had this melody already in my head. So he just kind of like added on to it, came up with some musical ideas, and changed up some things, and we just co-wrote together. And he gave me a demo, and I'm like, wow, we have to record this. Like, it has to be done. So we ended up recording it, getting that done. And then I said, hey, would Kevin be interested in maybe like doing a duet or being featured in part of the song? And so he talked to Kevin, and I'm a huge fan of Disciple. So Kevin said yes, and I was like freaking out. So that's kind of how it happened. And then we decided we wanted to do a music video as well. And so asked him if he would be featured in the music video, and he said yes. And then my manager introduced me to Billy Gray of Fozzy, and so he came out to St. Louis, and we all did the music video in St. Louis with JT Ibanez. He's worked with like Seven Dust, and so it was just an awesome experience getting to shoot that music video, and just a lot of fun too. So we did that and then released it back in September.
What is kind of the lyrical inspiration behind that? I know there's a common idiom out there that goes, "Not today, Satan." So I'd assume maybe related to that.
Yeah, related to that, and also just the struggles that I've been going through too, and just saying, not today. I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give up this fight. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pursuing this dream of music and this dream and vision of helping people and inspiring people through the music, through the lyrics, being this inspiration and just telling people, don't give up, keep going, keep pursuing your dreams. And whatever people do to you, I've had so many people tell me to quit, to give up, not to do this. I've had so many setbacks, and it's just like, it feels like at times when I move forward, then all of a sudden there's like someone else like fighting against me. It's just it's crazy. And so I want people to know I'm not going to give up. I want them to not give up. I want just everyone to be like, to know that like I'm going to keep going, and not today. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. So that's the whole inspiration behind Not Today in the lyrics.
And I think a lot of people going through similar struggles, they always, in the midst of their struggle, they think it's never going to get better. And eventually there is a light at the end. And yeah, I know through your music and looking through your background that faith is very important to you as well. And sometimes you just got to trust in God that things are going to work out, and eventually they do.
Right. Definitely. I definitely pray to God for help, and he's definitely my everything in the way I get through things, and plus other people that encourage me in my faith too.
You mentioned Billy Gray being in the music video for Not Today. I saw that you attended a Fozzy concert recently. How did that go?
Yeah, that was awesome. Seventh Day Slumber was actually opening for them, so I got to see them. I got to see Fozzy and Billy on stage live, and Chris Jericho, and they put on an awesome show. It was so much fun, so I had a blast, and it was fun just to kind of hang out and not have the pressure of performing, and just kind of sit back and watch and have a good time. So
It's so amazing how far Fozzy has become. I saw them back when they first started in a tiny little venue with 20 people, and
really,
it wasn't good for anybody, but they still
yeah,
did their best to put on a show, and it's just amazing to see how far they've come.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, they're so much fun, and they have like so much energy on stage. So it was fun.
How did Ignescent end up signing with Frontiers Music? They usually sign established bands from America, not so many upstarts.
Yeah. Well, I actually submitted a cover song that we have that hasn't been released yet, but it will be in 2024. So I released that, or I submitted that to them, and they responded that they were interested. And then I sent that email to my manager, and then he just kind of took it from there and communicated with them. And after that, we talked to a lawyer and signed the contract and just got things going that way. And so they've been a label that I had my eye on for many years. And so when I got that response, I was pretty shocked and pretty excited. So yeah, I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future for Ignescent.
Now they're billing Fight in Me as your first album, but I believe you had an indie album called Electrified.
Yeah, that was like a 4-song EP, and that was produced with Cameron Pierce Mazel. He's worked with like Memphis Mayfire, and one of the songs was like the ballad called Anymore, that was produced, or not produced, but mixed with by Nick Radanovic. He's worked with Skillet just recently, and I know he's worked with them in the past, and Jeremy Camp. So yeah, that was released in 2022, and the song Remnant actually hit top 50 on active rock Billboard charts with bands like Evanescence. So it was cool to see just what happened with that EP and with that song too.
Prior to the album being released, your guitarist Max Carrillo departed the band. You have
Yeah.
Tyler Hensley filling in live. Are you still on the search for a new guitarist, or do you think Tyler's going to fit the bill in the end?
No, he is joining. I just haven't announced it. So we'll probably be announcing that like tomorrow or Wednesday. But yeah, when Max just kind of left and did some other shows, so we had an opening and someone to try to fill in quickly when we opened for September Morning. So Tyler, he's like, I think we had maybe a week or two, and he's like, nope, I will help you. He jumped right in, which is awesome. He's a great guy, and I really appreciate him so much, and him doing that. And so we got to know him, and he's just a super authentic person. He actually grew up in West Virginia, so very different like lifestyle and everything than us, but so nice, so friendly. He learned the songs like that. He did an amazing job at the shows that he filled in for. So we talked to him, and he's like, yeah, I would love to join Ignescent. So he is now a part of the band. So I'm really, really thankful and excited about him.
And last month, Ignescent played a couple of shows, October 11th and 12th, opening for September Morning in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. How did that performance go?
Yeah, that was awesome. We played at the Canopy Club. Actually, it was the first time in Urbana. And then we played at Joe's Four Corners in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin with them. And it was yeah, Chippewa Falls was just the two of us, the two bands, and it was so much fun. It was just really cool to be able to get to know them a bit. Great people, and just to watch them in their show. Like, they put on such a cool live show. And so yeah, we had a blast. That was so much fun. So I'm hoping we do more shows with them.
Do you have any more shows planned for the rest of the year? Or is everything going to be next year?
We are waiting to hear back. We might have a CD release show in Chippewa Falls again at Joel's Four Corners, and we're waiting to hear the date on that. And then after that, yeah, there'll be more shows and tours in 2024. After the release, we're playing show in Germany. So we're excited about that. We'll be playing on the main stage at Life Fest in Oshkosh, Wisconsin in 2024. So stoked about that, to be on the main stage. That's a first for us. And then we'll be at City on the Hill with Toby Mac, Rural Fest with some other bands. And then more will be added, but all that's on ignescentmusic.com on the tour schedule, or else at Bands in Town. You can follow us there too on Ignescent.
You yourself have been doing some guest spots with Not Ashamed as part of the Petra reunion tour, their 50th anniversary. There was a show on September 30th and another November 4th and another coming up on the 11th. How did you get this opportunity?
Yeah, Petra's promoter just reached out to me and said, would you like to open for Petra and do some, songs with Not Ashamed? And then they had me do like a video, a happy 50th anniversary video for them and all that. And I'm like, of course I'll do that. Like, yeah, of course. So it was awesome to be able to open for Petra at these shows and get to know them and talk to them and watch them live and to sing and open for them. Like, it was such an honor. So that's kind of how it came about. But it was an awesome experience. I had a blast, and I had a blast watching them. It was awesome. They're such nice people, and I love their music. So it was really cool.
Are these the kind of bands that you grew up with that inspired you? The Petras and White Cross and the Christian hard rock and soft rock bands?
Yeah, definitely. They're the bands that inspired me. Mainly, I love Petra and all them, but a lot of Flyleaf has inspired me. Lacey Sturm, they're like huge inspirations. Skillet and John Cooper. We actually got to open for Skillet at Lakes Jam over the summer and talk with them. And he is just such a down-to-earth guy, and he is a huge inspiration for me too.
Would you say that Ignescent is a Christian metal band?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that, much like Skillet, and I would say we're like Christian metal, Christian hard rock.
You don't really limit yourself to kind of say that you'll only play bills where it's Christian rock artists and stuff like that. You have performed with other secular bands.
Yeah, I definitely. We don't limit ourselves. We've played with Saliva, Gemini Syndrome, September Morning, OTEP. Just a ton of different bands. And so, yeah, we definitely don't limit ourselves. And I think, I love playing with Skillet and those kind of bands, but I also love playing with September Morning and those kind of bands too. So it's, it's kind of a cool thing.
Up to this point, what would you say your most memorable live performance show was?
I think the most memorable would be at Rockfest. We headlined there on the Bud stage, and that was just a cool, amazing performance. That was so fun. And it just felt like after 2020, it just felt like people were so excited to be back in person, and you could just feel the energy, and it was electric. So that was awesome. The other performance that I loved was opening for Skillet at Lake Jam, and just being able to talk to John Cooper a bit, and we did a video with him, so that was really cool. Just promoting the show, and just being on that stage was really cool. We also opened for a Puddle of Mud, and we got to be in the side stage and watch Skillet, walk on stage and watch them on the side there. So that was really cool, and just a dream come true too.
Have you had any real disastrous shows, sort of Spinal Tap-esque?
Not really. Like, maybe when we first started, there were some crazy things, but nothing too crazy that happened. The only thing is, Though thankfully it wasn't during the show, like a bassist at Rockfest, he didn't see that there was like a the end to the stage and it was all dark, and he kind of stepped and like he was there, and then he wasn't there. So that was kind of crazy. But it was in between sets, thankfully, so it wasn't during the show. So that's the only crazy thing that I think has happened. We've had people like jump on stage with us, but that's fun. I love that. It's, that's a blast. So nothing too crazy.
Is Ignescent your first band, or have you been in bands before?
I had another band called Jennifer Benson and the Mission, but that wasn't too long. It was like a year. So I would say this. I mean, it's the second band, but really, it's the one that I've mainly done.
Do you work on any other projects in music? I mean, a lot of bands today got their hands in everything.
I've been asked to do some, features and some songs. So I'll be doing with different bands. I'll be doing that. And then I was, doing some live shows with Not Ashamed. So that was fun. I've done some solo projects too. I guess it was more pop music. So that's on Spotify, a song called On My Mind, just under Jennifer Benson. So yeah, I've been doing some of that, but my main focus is Ignescent right now.
And now that you're under the Frontiers umbrella, there's always an option to be paired up with 3 other people from other groups as a super group or something like that.
Yeah, I would love to do something with Striper or Journey. That would be awesome. So yeah, we will see. We're talking to someone now who's hoping, well, he said yes, but I won't say who yet. That will be featured on another song next year, and we will be featuring or releasing another music video in February to a song that is on our album. So I'm excited about that too. So but the feature person, I'm not sure exactly. I'm hoping like March or April that will be released. So just stay tuned on that one.
Well, those are all the questions I have for you today, Jennifer. The new Ignescent album, Fight in Me, comes out November 10th through Frontiers Music. Great album. I wish you the best of luck on it, and I want to thank you for taking the time to talk more about it.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Once again, I want to thank Jennifer Benson of Ignescent for coming on the Rock is George podcast. Be sure to check out their latest album, Fight in Me, out now through Frontiers Music. Head over to your favorite music streaming platform. Take a listen to what's available. If you like what you hear, buy a physical copy. Support the artist. For all things Ignescent, head over to their official website, ignescentmusic.com. I also want to thank John Freeman at Freeman Promotions and Frontiers Music for making this interview possible. You've been great. I've been George Dionne. Discover your next favorite artist on the Rock is George podcast.